left armpit, and I was just driving home, and then I just felt like something go, and then it just felt all wet, and it was gross.
So when it got to that stage, so it's something the size of a golf ball underneath just one arm, and there were others around it, I suppose, but that was the biggest one.
Yeah.
And that must have hurt like hell.
Yeah, it did. I felt like the Impulse advert where you couldn't raise your elbows above your shoulders.
Yeah, sure. I'm not surprised. And so you hadn't gone to see anyone with this thing underneath your arm. You hadn't been to see anyone.
Was it just red as well?
I had boils when I was younger as a kid, and I just thought it was just one of those, and just thought, it'll go away once.
So you're driving in the car, as you say, you're on your way back to, because by this stage you've moved away from home. So you're coming back to see your mum, and it goes. Did it hurt when it burst?
Actually, no. It was a relief actually, because it was all that pressure, and then when it suddenly it erupts and just goes, it was just like, oh my god, I can now move my arm again.
Yeah. And so when you got in and you told your mum, what sort of treatment did she initiate then?
I just remember running into the kitchen going, Mum, can you get the toilet roll, because the lump in my armpit's just burst.
Was it kind of excreting quite a lot of fluid?
I think my mum went through about two rolls of toilet roll.
Really? My goodness.
And this continued to happen, that there would be a cycle of them growing and bursting and growing and bursting.
Yeah.
Now it got to the stage, because you got to the doctors, and the doctor did diagnose what it was. And this is something that we've never heard of before, and I'm sure you've never heard of before. And this is the hidradenitis suppurativa, and that's the condition, HS. That's what you had. And so when you went to the doctor, what did the doctor tell you it was, and how to treat it? Was there treatment?
Well, they took swabs. It took a good couple of doctors before one doctor said, I think it could be this. I'm going to take some swabs and come back in a week for the test results, and I'll get it confirmed with another doctor. I think it could be this.
They told you to Google it, didn't they, as well?
I think he told you not to.
Because I said, sorry, can you write that down for me? And he's like, I'll write it down, but he says, don't Google it, and certainly don't look at the images, because it'll scare you. And I was like, okay.
Which of course you did.
Yeah, of course.
And so once you'd discovered what it was, and you've been told actually that there really wasn't a cure for this as it stood at the time, then it wasn't very much after that it started in your groin as well, and so you're having to cope with the discomfort of underneath your arms and also in your groin. Was that the similar sort of thing?
Yeah, it starts off with sort of like hard lumps under the skin. You think it's an ingrown hair, and it's not. It turns into something bigger.
Well, describe what it's like when it kind of develops as well. This.
You get like a twinging sensation, and it's just like a tender part of skin. If you rub your fingers over it, it just feels like a little lump underneath your skin, and it doesn't look like anything to begin with.
Is it dry or is it moist?
Not when it starts. No, it just looks like any normal skin. There's no redness to begin with. It's just all underneath, and it's all tender.
Is it itchy?
Oh, it is. Later on, it is very itchy, and it's.
Well, by the age of 90, this is the end of 2008. It's got to such a terrible degree underneath your arms that it smells. I mean, you no matter how hard you're trying to shower, you're a clean person, desperately trying to shower, you can't keep the smell away. You're using sanitary towels underneath your arms to soak it up, the liquid that's coming out of them. And this is where we're going to show you one of the pictures now. So this is, if you want to turn away now, then this might be there you go. Now this is like a massive open ulcer that you've got underneath your arm.
That's actually a post-operative.
This is once it had been drained.
No, this is once I had the excision of it. I had it all cut away.
Just explain what that picture is then. Tell us what stage you're at with that picture.
That was actually, because I didn't take them off my first operation, that was actually my second operation to my right armpit. And that there is a couple of days after I came out of hospital, about a week after I actually had the operation, and they cut away all of my armpit and skin grafted it.
Is that improvement then? Is that an improvement in that one there?
Oh yeah, that was not painful at all. It looks painful, but it really wasn't.
Where did they take the skin? Look at that. Where did they take the skin from?
They took it from my thighs.
And what was the reason for that skin graft? What did they say once you'd found out that this was perhaps a treatment that you might like to go through? What was being done?
What they did is they took away all the abscesses and all the infected tissue, and basically just cut it all away so it wouldn't come back, hopefully.
So they cut away. Dr. Chris, explain the procedure here. What's happening?
Well, what they're doing here is they're removing, as Katie said, well, the abscesses. Look, these lesions are just like boils, blind boils, and when they burst, the liquid is pus. That's what's pouring out. That's why it smells. And these boils and infected cysts develop in sweat glands and oil glands. So you get them in parts of the body where you have lots of big sweat glands and oily glands in the armpits, in the groin, underneath, between the buttocks, under the breasts, and where skin rubs together, the inner side of the thighs. So in the surgery, they take out the actual sweat glands, which are the cause of the problem.
Is it quite common, this problem as well?
Well, you see, they reckon there are about 100,000 people with it, so it's not rare. I think it's more common than that because Katie knows she didn't go to a GP straight away. Somebody with a couple of boils under their armpit or the groin, they don't go rushing off to the GP.
But Katie, you know what as well, from a girl's point of view, did this really affect your confidence? I know that you've had this done now, but I mean, in the summer, you might go on holiday, you might want to wear little kind of vest tops. How did that make you feel?
I stuck to wearing t-shirts because obviously it shows and it's not very pleasant. Even with my groin infected, I wear, like, if I go on holiday, I wear a swimsuit that has like a little tennis dress sort of skirt to cover it up.
Well, this drove you to attempt suicide. I mean, this took you so low that you saw no way out. This is before the treatment, obviously. No way out. Nothing that you could do. This very low self-esteem, embarrassment, and you tried to kill yourself.
It was the shock, really, of the whole in black and white on my computer monitor saying no cure, and I just thought the prospect of just it getting worse, and I just no.
Well, thankfully you failed, and thankfully you spoke to someone, and thankfully you told your mum, who has been amazing and helped you through all this, and thankfully there was a treatment, and this is something I assume it can be used in other cases. It wasn't just particular to this case.
Oh no, I mean the sort of treatment of this condition, hidradenitis suppurativa, right? There are various treatments, and things are improving quite rapidly. I mean now experts are treating it with two specific